Welcome to Data Labs, the podcast where we at BizTory share bite-sized tips and insights on data and analytics. I'm your host, Mark, and today we're painting our podcast with data viz knowledge in the episode, How to Color Your Data Wisely. In this episode, we'll explore why color choices matter and how to apply them effectively in your visualizations. We'll also share 4 practical tips on how you can use color to make your dashboard stand out. Let's dive in. Color isn't just decoration. It plays a pivotal role in how information is perceived and understood. Effective use of color can highlight key data, denote categories, and guide your audience through the narrative you're creating. There is no doubt that color is critical to effectively discover and share insights. For example, color can be used as a strategic tool for drawing your reader's attention, highlighting important data, or distinguishing between categories. However, color should always be used thoughtfully and intentionally. You should avoid using color just to brighten up a boring viz or to confuse and mislead. But okay, first things first, let's look at some of the fundamentals behind color theory. Understanding the basics of color, hue, saturation, and value is essential. Hue is what we most often consider as color. It refers to a color wheel ranging from 0 degrees to 360 degrees. Saturation refers to the intensity of the color, basically how pure the hue is. A full saturation means that the pure base hue is used. It ranges from 0% gray to 100% super colorful. Value denotes lightness or darkness. It is the amount of white or black mixed in with the color. It ranges from 0% black to 100%, the actual color. Now let's take a closer look at how you can use the color wheel to combine the right colors by using color harmonies in your dashboard design. Just a quick heads up, our written blog post has images that will help you visualize what each color harmony looks like on a color wheel. Make sure to check it out if there's something you want to revisit after this podcast. The first harmony on the color wheel is the analogous color palette. The analogous color palette is defined by choosing one main color and 2 or more colors nearby. Imagine you have a big box of crayons with all sorts of colors. If you wanted to pick colors that are like best friends and sit very close to each other on a color wheel, those would be analogous colors. Let's say you pick yellow. The colors that are next to yellow, like yellow-green on one side and yellow-orange on the other side, are its analogous colors. These colors usually look really nice together, just like a family of colors, because they are similar and share some of the same color in them. So when you build a data visualization using these colors that are close together, your chart will look very soft and pretty. This is one of the simplest and most appealing color harmonies. The second harmony on the color wheel is the complementary color palette. The complementary color palette is on opposing sides of the color wheel. The color wheel helps you see which colors are opposites. If you pick blue, directly across from it on the color wheel sits orange. Those two are complementary colors. They are very different from each other, which makes them stand out a lot when they are next to each other. That's why in your dashboard, you should always select a dominant color and use the other color as an accent. This will create a strong contrast in your image. There are variations to this, which are explained in the full blog post. Head over to the description of this episode to find the link. Lastly, there is the monochromatic color palette. It is composed of different shades and tones of a single hue. It's one of the easiest color harmonies to create and looks simple, cohesive, and organized. Now, let's quickly go over some practical design tips that will make your dashboard stand out. Tip number 1, don't rely on hues from all around the color wheel. Color can overwhelm. When it comes to color, less is often more. Limit the number of colors to 5 or fewer, and if you are in a situation where more than 5 categories need distinct colors, consider a 2-color palette, making the category of interest a color that stands out, and everything else a more muted color, such as gray. We don't want to put more stress on the user by looking back and forth at a color legend. Tip number 2, make your colors more pleasing to look at, and be consistent. Consider reducing the hue saturation, half making color less intense. To do this, add transparency to the colors. Being consistent with your use of colors also avoids mental fatigue. The audience needs to familiarize themselves with what colors mean and then will assume the same specifics apply to the rest of the communication. Tip number 3. Be mindful of what a color can mean. Be mindful of color connotations across different cultures to avoid misinterpretation. For example, in the Western American cultures, red has both positive and negative connotations. It can be the color of love and excitement, but also anger, danger, and radicalism. On the other hand, in Chinese culture, red is the color of happiness, success, and good luck. Tip number 4. Leverage tools like Adobe Color or Color Hunt to find and refine your palettes, ensuring they align with your organizational brand and the message you wish to convey. These resources can automate the color selection process, helping you visualize the impact of your choices instantly. Choosing the right colors for your data visualizations is both an art and a science. By applying these principles and tools, you can enhance the effectiveness of your dashboards and ensure your data not only stands out, but also speaks clearly and accurately. Thank you for tuning in to Data Labs. We hope you're now equipped to color your data not just beautifully, but wisely. Check out our blog at BizTory for more insights and detailed guides. Join us next time as we continue to explore essential tools and techniques in the world of data.